In my life, being around a group of Dems truly is the most empowering, fun thing I have ever done in my life. Woo! Yes! Extraordinary event that happened on this July 12th. We had an experience where our communities came together. It didn't matter what your political affiliation was. This was put aside to fight for a mutual cause, and that mutual cause was the wild horses of Nevada. We had hundreds of people who put their voices in, who showed up. We had hundreds of thousands, actually 200,000 people across the country who put their signatures in to fight. It was a display of solidarity and what we can do when we use democracy, when we unite. I had people coming up to me afterwards saying, when I said a few words in support of the wild horses, I don't care what your political affiliation is. You got my vote.
Time, one state at a time, all across this nation. I am seeing so much work being done to get that blue wave going, and I thank you guys for coming out and supporting this. I'm running for State Senate District 17, and of course that's Jim Settlemeyer's seat. So it's the Douglas, Churchill, Lyon, and Story counties is this district I'm working in. And it has been historically red. As a matter of fact, it still says likely Republican on the current polls. But with our help, with your help, and me standing up for you, I think we're going to turn this place purple to maybe not just light blue. We'll see what happens there. I've been an air traffic controller for 26 years, retired several years ago, and decided that I was going to retire and enjoy life. And the more time I sat there and watched the news, the more I got frustrated, the more I got outraged with what's going on. And I had to stand up and do this. I had to come out, and I want to represent you, the people first. I'm tired of the Republicans putting business first, military second, and the people third, and almost every single time when they're talking about the people third, is to pay for the first two. They're not thinking about us. They're just thinking of us as another place they can pull more money out to give to their top 1%ers. We've got to stop that. When I'm in office, I guarantee there will be no decision made on my part that doesn't think of you guys first. First, I want to make sure that your impact, or what they're doing in the legislature, does not impact you negatively in the least little bit. And I'm going to work hard for that.
For Congressional District 2. This is a brave Democrat. Clint Copley, everybody.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. I have to have that sign up because everybody mispronounces my last name. No, it's not Coble. It's not Noble. It's not Mobley. It's Cobley. So anyway, so thank you. I'll just give you a brief history of myself. I was born and raised a poor farm kid in North Dakota. I had 6 brothers and sisters. I was the son and grandson of immigrants. We learned the value of hard work, the value of a dollar, and the importance of working together to get things done. Moved to Nevada in 1985 with my family, moved to Reno in 1991. Nevada is home to me. I love the people here because they look out for one another. The landscape is magnificent. All you have to do is look around. And the sky seems to get a little bigger and a little bluer every year here in Nevada. So thank God for that. For many years, I worked with organizations to help small businesses grow and thrive all across Nevada. And I saw a lot of people struggle to start their business and take care of their families. When I was the state executive director under the Obama administration for the USDA, I traveled across the state helping farmers, ranchers, and Native American producers through some of the worst years of our state's history as far as drought. And I have to tell you, I don't think there's any more true grit anywhere than all across Nevada and all the working families. So hats off to all of you folks. Thank you very much. Now, real quickly, I got a message Because I'm very concerned about the direction of where our country is going right now. I think we've just taken a really, really bad turn. When I look at what's happened to our country, where representation is going, it just sickens me, and that's why I decided to get out into this race. There's a lot of issues out there, whether it's women's reproductive rights, it's protecting our public lands, health care, immigration, all those things, and they just all seem to be, going by the wayside with the current administration. And so we need to do something to stop that. And that's one of the reasons why I'm running.
I live in Carson City. Thank you. It's going a little bit. So I said I was a career accountant. I am also a military brat. My father was a career in the Coast Guard. We moved around a bit. I basically grew up in Southern California, by the ocean, of course, because Coast Guard, ocean, water. We were in Michigan for a while too. Look at this crowd this afternoon. This is amazing. This crowd. I know almost all of you, and I hope that I'm going to get around to the people who haven't seen before. And I really appreciate being here in Nevada. I moved here in 2011. I make this my home. I intend to finish my career in state service. And I'd like some of the people in office to stop attacking my pension, because I'd like to earn my pension. I feel like that's my contract with the state, that amongst other things. But my incumbent is attacking our state pension. He attacks our education system, and he basically really isn't doing much for us. So, and he's also an economist, which doesn't help the comptroller's office much on as far as our work and the kind of tasks we take.
But in case you don't know, I'm Travis Brewer-LaChapelle. I am Jackie Rosen's Northern Nevada Political Director. Okay, I love the Nevada flag. This is even better. Okay, great.
No, we're out.
And as the flag knows already, I'm a homegrown Nevadan. Running my fourth campaign in Northern Nevada, and I'm really happy to be here. And it's our responsibility on the top of the ticket, all the way down, to make sure every single candidate on the Democratic side gets elected here in the state of Nevada.
All right, I'll go get your water. I'll be right back.
And this time around, we get to be very Nevadan focused on this election. There's no national people telling us what to do. There are only Nevadans on the top, going out, speaking to every community, and hearing what it is that you need from us. And one of the things I did want to announce is we are setting up coalition group advisory committees. So if you know any veterans, that's the next one we're working on. We want to be able to hear from veterans issues, set up an advisory committee that would stay in place after she's already elected as a senator. So then it would turn into a senator's advisory committee.
Yeah.
So we'd love to speak to more veterans. You all are the experts of your communities. A fun fact I'd like to mention is tomorrow is 100 days to Election Day.
Yeah!
We're calling that the weekend of action.
The opportunity to speak to all of you today. I am Alyssa Kadish. I'm a candidate for Nevada Supreme Court, as Kimmy just mentioned, and I appreciate that introduction. I have been up here to Douglas County several times now, and I'm happy to be here again. So I'm a district judge in Clark County right now. I have been for almost 11 years, and running for an open seat on the Nevada Supreme Court. Now, the most important thing to me that motivated me to be a lawyer is what I learned about the judges always being the backstop to make sure that justice happens in every case. Whatever may go wrong in politics or in other places, we can always count on the courts to do the right thing and make sure that the right thing happens. So, I believe in the importance of the rule of law, applying the law equally no matter who the parties are, no matter what their race or religion or sexual orientation or how much money is in their bank account. Everyone is entitled to justice and no one is above the law. That's what I do every day. And I think it's become very clear to us that we can't necessarily count on everyone believing in that. And the courts are so important. We need folks to be in the court system who we can trust to do the right thing. And I'm that person. It is a nonpartisan race, and so I can't tell you what my party affiliation is. Unless someone asks me, then I can say. Thank you. I was just asked. I am a Democrat, so thank you very much. I appreciate your support in this campaign, and I appreciate if you could tell your friends you met me.
Zach Conan, I'm running for Nevada State Treasurer, trying to fill the very big shoes that Kate Marshall left before me, and then Dan Schwartz put into a closet for 4 years. But a little bit about me. I've met many of you, so I apologize if some of these jokes seem recycled. It's because they are recycled. But I moved here about 15 years ago from upstate New York. I come from a small town actually a little bit smaller. Ooh, how's this? Is this better? Okay, all right. You might feel differently after you hear me talk for 30 minutes. But I come from a town about this size in upstate New York. Small town, 1.5 traffic lights, 2 prisons. And after going to school, I moved out to where everybody goes the first time they come to Nevada. Say it with me. Laughlin, right? Okay. So I was in Laughlin for a couple of months, and then I got a chance to move to Las Vegas, where I worked at the Golden Nugget. Ended up running that property and then got into investments. Now, the only reason I was able to do that is because my mother, a union school teacher, and my father, who was in the Navy for a bit, started saving for my college before they knew I was going to exist. And Grandpa, on my dad's side, was a butcher, back when being a butcher meant you start with a cow and end up with steaks. And they saved, and they scrimped. And that's what families in Nevada are doing all the time. That's what you all do, right? You choose not to go to dinner, not to go to a movie, to spend your weekends, your Saturdays in a place like this, listening to people like us, because you want to invest in the state. You're taking a little bit of time off the table now so that your families, your lives, your kids' lives, your grandkids' lives can be a little bit better. So after some time investing in Clark County, I went and started my own company. It's called Joseph Bear, and what we do is we help small businesses start up, make money, hire more people. To date, we've saved more than 1,000 jobs in restaurants and hospitality. We've been able to grow those companies, and that's what I want to do in the State Treasurer's Office. As we all know, the State Treasurer's Office is the Chief Investment Officer of the state, and that means protecting, preserving, and growing capital, right? First rule of making money, of course, is not to lose money. But the Treasurer's job is also about the college savings programs. And every day, families choose to not do something, to put a little bit off, to give up some opportunity right now, to save for their kids. I'm running so that my family and your family and families of people that we're never even going to meet have more educational opportunity, more future. That's why I'm running. So on November 6th, remember, it's Treasurer Election Day, but I don't want you to forget there are also other people on the ballot that day. You're going to hear from some of them. So when you get up and you go down and you find my name, make sure you look for all the other Democrats and vote for them. Again, November 6th, Treasurer Election Day. My name is Zach Conan. Thanks so much for having me out here. I'm going to segue into a 42-minute bond presentation. I hope is everybody ready? I see some T-bill signs in the back. That's great. It's going to be fun. But I'll use my mentor, the treasurer whose shoes I hope to fill, running for Lieutenant Governor, your friend and mine, Kate Marshall.
How are you? You know, Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. My husband said to me, that's not your voice, honey. So, okay, so I'm going to try and keep my voice so that it doesn't break glass in the back. Anyway, my name's Kate Marshall. I was your state treasurer from 2007 to 2014, and I'm now running to be your lieutenant governor. That is all about the economy. And we hear a lot about the economy these days. We hear about Tesla, we hear about the stadium, we hear about all these businesses coming here, but we don't hear about what's most important about the economy, and that's what's going on at your kitchen table. We don't hear about whether your bills are easier to pay, whether the housing is more affordable, whether your wages make your life more livable. And that's part of why I'm running. Wages in Nevada, income in Nevada has gone down. Average family used to make more in Nevada than they made anywhere else in the country. Today we make less. The rest of the country is doing better than the average family in Nevada. And I'm telling you right now that to say the economy's working means it should be working at your kitchen table. And when this economy grows, your wages should grow. It's just that simple. Now, I have an opponent. He shall not be named. My opponent passed a bill to lower prevailing wage 10% on school construction projects in Nevada. Now, I want to explain to you what that means, because the architect didn't take a pay cut. The developer didn't take a pay cut. The construction executive didn't take a pay cut. The guy swinging a hammer, he took a pay cut. The guy with the paintbrush, he took a pay cut. The guy laying the wires, he took a pay cut. And I'm here to tell you that I am running because the average Nevadan is not second class. These are the people that build this state. They're the people that make this state work. And we're not going to lower their wages so the CEOs can make more profit. It's just that simple.
You know, in the past we have looked at it, who do we have running? And this year, I have to say, we probably have one of the greatest slates that I have seen, all the way from the top to every office. We have candidates that are running in areas that we haven't had Democrats run before. People are stepping up. We are on a roll. This is our year. And right now, I have the tremendous pleasure to introduce my friend and our next governor, Steve Sisolak. Thank you. Let's give it up for Kimmy one more time. What a great event and what a tremendous person, and we really appreciate it.
I am Steve Sisolak, and it is an honor and a privilege to be here with you today. And Kate took most of my speaking points. We speak a lot together, and we're together on all those issues that she's talked about, education and healthcare and our families and our working families. And just know that she and I are hand in glove when it comes to that. So I want to talk about something that's a little bit different. I want to talk about you. I have had since my primary, the Koch brothers have spent $2.5 million running the most negative ads you could possibly imagine against us in this general election. And that's just the beginning of what they're going to do. We cannot compete with the Republicans when it comes down to spending money and putting out negative ads. What we can compete with them on is you. This is where the difference is made. This is where the rubber hits the road. Let me ask, I'm going to embarrass somebody here. Raise your hand if you're not registered to vote, and I better not see any hands go up. That's what's so important. And what I need you to do, if you have a family member, if you have a neighbor, if you have a co-worker or a colleague that's not registered, please get them to register to vote. We have over 60,000 voter registration advantage in Nevada right now. If we turn out our voters, on November 6th, Zach is going to win, Kate's going to win, Aaron's going to win, Catherine's going to win, Jackie will win, and I will win, and we will win the Senate, and we will win the Assembly. You look at our state right now, and it's kind of embarrassing. We don't have one Democrat in the constitutional office. And the reason for that is 4 years ago, we dropped the ball. We didn't show up. We dropped the ball again 2 years ago across the country. That's why we have what we have in Washington, D.C. We cannot let that happen again. We need to turn out every single voter and have every voter vote right down the ticket for Democrats. And I'm going to tell you, Alyssa Kadish is a proud Democrat. But you don't have to ask me, I can tell you, because I'm not her. She's a great Democrat, and we need her on the Supreme Court. We need to elect Democrats up and down the ticket. But to do that, we need you. We can run our ads, the ones that we can afford to buy. We can send those slick mailing pieces out, and you'll hear the radio ads. None of that matters if you stay home on November 6th. None of it matters. We'll lose. But if you show up, you will prevail and right will prevail. That's what this election is about. And I know we hear every time there's an election, this is the most important election we've faced in our lifetimes. So it gets to be, routine, and you, I guess, take it for granted. But this time around, we have just got another United States Supreme Court nominee that is going to set women's rights and LGBTQ rights back decades. There might be another Supreme Court pick in the next couple of years. We cannot allow the court to go further to the right. We can't. It's going to affect not just us, that's going to affect us for generations to come. And that's where we can really make a difference.